There's a video by Hank Green. It's called 5 Terrible Reasons Not to Switch to Mint Mobile and 2 Good Ones. I don't know much math, but I think 5 is more than 2, so that's not good. Now you usually see a bunch of ads from Mint Mobile or Ryan Reynolds. So I'm curious. I've never had Mint Mobile, nor will I ever think that I will switch to Mint Mobile. But let's see why. Let's see why. I wonder what 5 terrible reasons. Like I've had T-Mobile, I've had Cricket, I've had fucking Simple Mo. I've you know what? I used to work in the cellular carrier business, whatever. So I know a little bit about it. But yeah, let's just see why.
This video is not sponsored by Mint Mobile, but I have done advertisements with Mint Mobile in the past. That's my disclosure. I probably will do more of them in the future. But what I'm curious about is why
no time soon
for Mint Mobile. It's obviously much cheaper. So what's Verizon cost? Like Verizon cost,
a shit ton.
I guess. Unlimited Verizon, $30 per line per month. I don't believe that because that's not what I pay. $60 to $80 per line. This is my experience. It's more like that. I mean, it's so confusing. There's so many different
That's
things.
Crazy.
Verizon isn't even on
I think I paid $40 in T-Mobile.
And it is the editor's choice. But do I
or
trust
$45
this?
a
No,
month?
because I'm sure they're getting a kickback or an affiliate fee, I should say. I'm getting nothing from them.
Oh.
So a Verizon Unlimited Ultimate, you can get
117
for free. You can get 5 streaming services for $20 a month. What is that? Why isn't that clickable, Verizon? Which ones? Is it a good one? Is it BritBox? Tell me the truth. This is too confusing. I don't want this. I feel like it's intentional. Like the goal is to make me confused so that I spend more money than I want to. Which brings us to this video's sponsor, Rocket Money. When you sign up for Rocket Money, it will tell you how much money is going to a bundle.
Very cool.
It's a personal finance app that allows you're saving up for a life change or help you save money by finding areas.
Oh my god, that is the longest.
And they also helped me identify a bunch of subscriptions I use from work. So
oh my god, it's still going?
Personal account to be
cool. Rocket Money, cool. Check it out.
We've got 60 minutes international calling. Average plan.
117 is crazy though.
These are extra. So it's 5 streaming services for
I don't even pay 100 for my internet current bill.
Very confusing. Regardless, my point was you're gonna get up to $100+ a month with Verizon and fucking Sheets. I have 10 minutes to record this video. You know the moment that I have to open Sheets means that
you wanna hit the 10-minute mark
in this session. But
of course.
We'll see. So Verizon and then Mint, and we're just gonna like have Mint be a stand-in for all of the value carriers and Verizon be a stand-in for all the non-value carriers. Really the only reason I'm doing this, so $117, and then we're gonna find out the exact numbers, but like let's just put $20 in here, mostly because of this is monthly, and then what we need to see is yearly, and also the difference. This times 12, that's you guys,
that's crazy.
$97 a month difference. That's $1,100 a year, but maybe
what
way
the
worse.
flip?
Or maybe there's a bunch of hidden fees. In fact, let's take $20 off this price because this had like streaming services in it and we're not getting that. So now we're just $1,000. And also with Mint, you're gonna be buying your own phone. Let's say once every 2 years.
That's if though. That's if, because like I know when I got T-Mobile, they included a whole bunch of things like that, services. Like, oh, you have blah 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 for a couple months or whatever, and it costs this much. And I know sometimes you can't say no because it's bundled into the plan, so that's depending. Also, another thing is, are we only doing Verizon and Mint? Well, I guess he's only doing Verizon and Mint because he has Verizon. But like there's a whole bunch of other, like even Cox Communications now has like a phone carrier thing that and Google has one as well.
Instead of getting it for free. So what's the like an iPhone cost? What's like a nice iPhone? So the official Apple site, we're gonna go for an iPhone
Probably
16 and see what this actually costs.
What, 1200?
So you don't have to. It's 1,000 buckaroonies. So that's the majority. It seems like of
plus
the difference
tax,
actually. So then yearly, and we're gonna add plus. Well, now let's divide that by 2 because you get a new phone every 2 years, roughly. So now you're saving $424. But can you with Verizon actually get latest 5G phone? Which 5G phone do you get? Okay. Actually, there's a bring a phone deal, and that's what I want. I want to bring the phone. I don't want you to give me a free phone. Bring a phone. Okay. This is better because we're comparing apples to apples. Now, you do need a phone, but again, I think that they're just trying to confuse you.
Literally,
you bring a phone with
Apple.
You for
Ultimate,
Apple,
because
which is 60 gigabytes premium mobile hotspot data, 5G ultra
most likely
wideband,
you
up to
have an
50%
older
off
Apple
2 watch, tablet,
iPhone,
or
and then
hotspot
you bring
home
it
plans.
in and
High-speed
get
internet
the
data,
latest.
talk, text, ultimate phone upgrade. Let's go with that. And that way you're choosing what phone you buy, so you don't have to buy the most expensive one. With the Verizon deal, you are incentivized to just get the most expensive phone, and that's probably not what you want. You know, you probably don't want the most expensive phone.
Again, 9 times out of 10 though, and I tried this when I switched over to T-Mobile. Depending on your credit, also depending on your plan that you choose, they won't allow you to get the latest. Like, for instance, when I switched over to T-Mobile, I had the Google Pixel, right? I had the Google Pixel. Right now I have an iPhone, but the Google Pixel. When I tried to switch, I tried to get the Pixel Fold, and they were like, no, this plan doesn't cover that. So most likely, they won't allow you to get the newest. Unless you're willing to pay, like, a crazy amount.
A value-conscious consumer. So we got $65 a month for no phone. We're not financing a phone secretly inside of the cost here. $65 a month because you already have a phone. Yearly, that's $780.
$65 a month is still crazy,
savings. But we're going to make sure that Mint Mobile actually costs what it costs. So let's go to Mint Wireless and look at what the costs are. I got an Apple iPhone 15. We got excellent coverage in my area. Okay, now we know that. It's Foxtastic. But this doesn't matter if I don't know what it costs. So let's go to mintmobile.com and figure out what it costs. Shop plans. A few different deals here. We've got a 3-month deal, a 6-month deal, and a 12-month deal.
5 gigabyte a month, though?
You don't pay monthly.
You know how fast that would...
amount per month, but you pay it all at once. So if you want 3 months of 5 gigabytes a month, then you're going to pay $45 up front for those 3 months, or $180 for the whole year. And it's worth saying, that's what? Okay. Actually,
okay.
$25 a month, because
you should factor in unlimited.
And then it's going to be $30 a month. So I'm just going to put $30 a month in here, even though it's 12, and I want the unlimited. So I'm going to go with $30.
There you go.
What
there
else
you
do
go.
we know about this unlimited plan? We got typical download speed, typical upload speed. We got latency. Charges for additional data uses, none. That seems to be the case with all of them. We've got some fees here, which look like they're going to add up to about, let's just say $3. So let's get to the $33, because it always says like taxes and fees may apply, and that's the taxes and fees. And there's no contract, but you do pay for 12 full months. And look, I know that not everybody's going to have the cash in the bank to do this, but this seems like by far the most cost-effective way to get the unlimited plan. Pay $300, which is, to be clear, what, 5 months of Verizon.
It's $6 a month? That is insane. That is crazy cheap compared to, like, what he's saying and what I pay. I wish it was $6 a month.
Without a phone, but if they're paying for your phone, it's different. And also I'll say, the price keeps changing at Verizon, and that doesn't happen when you pay 12 months in advance. That's nice, because I don't know what I'm paying for anymore at Verizon, but I do know that it's a heck of a lot more than $65, and also I know that I bought my own phone. So I don't know how that ended up happening. Just keeps getting more expensive for some reason. But I imagine...
But Verizon is like crazy, okay? Like usually the way it goes, I locked in that price for like 7 years ago, and they're not allowed to change it unless I change plans. Damn. That's nice. That's nice. But yeah, as I say, usually it goes like Mint Mobile or Google Fi or Simple Mobile, stuff like that. Then it goes like Metro, T-Mobile, AT&T, and then Verizon is like the craziest one where it's like super expensive. Like I remember my parents having Verizon like when I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. I don't know. Back when chocolate was like the Verizon chocolate, it looked like a iPod. It was a phone, and that was insane. Yeah, it is. It is crazy here in America.
That there's some other drawbacks,
especially nowadays with the way things are going.
Include mobile hotspot feature, no extra charge. The data you use pulls from your monthly 5G amount. All you need to do is a hotspot capable phone. Reminder: hotspot is limited to 10 gigabytes for unlimited plans. Okay, there's a limitation. Hotspot is limited. You can't change the duration of your current plan once
in some deals as well. Hotspot isn't included. Hotspot isn't included. Like my uncle last month came over because he's like, oh, I do Uber. I need you to help me set up like my iPad. And I was like, sure, whatever. Come over. I'll help you out. Boom. Now, my uncle from my mom's side, he's a little hot-headed, okay? He doesn't have patience. So he came over. I was like, oh, I set up his iPad. Then I tried a hotspot, tether his hotspot to his iPad. Couldn't do it because he didn't have it included in his plan, and he had AT&T, and that was a whole separate thing. And the dude was on his phone with the AT&T agent yelling out the top of his lung, and I was just here panicking. I swear, I was going to faint because hotspot. Like I wanted to tell him to leave because my anxiety was through the roof, and he was just yelling, and it was super late at night, but. The point is, it's not included in some plans. I know for me and T-Mobile it is, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing to consider.
Started. You can, however, set up a new duration to automatically renew at the end of your current plan. Okay. Aha. Customers who use over 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds for the rest of the month.
Bro, I use over 35 gigabytes a
day. Busy. Oh, okay. So what they're saying here is that they basically use the T-Mobile network, but in times of significant demand, you're going to get second tier priority to the data. So that's the big reason.
It's kind of like Metro then.
You're saving
or it was like Metro
a year. That is a substantial amount of money, but for me, knowing that I have unlimited hotspot and also will get sort of first priority to data regardless of how much stuff I've used that month is worth $384. But I'm rich, and there are times in my life when access to high-speed internet on my phone wherever I am is extremely valuable. Like if I'm in an airplane and I've just sent an email that was like reply all, but I shouldn't have replied all. And I'm like getting my phone tethered to like get on the hotspot so that I can try and damage.
Not that this is exactly situation happened to me like 3 days ago before shooting this video or anything. Yeah. It's either that or you pay, what is it? Like $15 for the Wi-Fi in the plane. Yeah, no.
Control. Just that, for me, is worth more than $384. One time.
$384, man.
But the other thing That's what he said. Is that this is cheaper than Verizon actually is. I don't know why, but it gets more expensive. No matter what, it keeps happening. I keep like in the store, I'll go in and they'll tell me how much it's going to cost. And then over the course of a year or two, suddenly it costs $40 more. And I don't know why. And I hate that. And with Mint Mobile, you set how much you pay it for 12 months, and then you're done. And I really like that. That does not feel exploitative or manipulative at all. It doesn't have this weird financing of a phone involved where you feel like you're getting this free $1,000 thing, but you're actually paying for it and you can't get a new one. How long does it last, actually? So if I get the with phone plan, credit applied over 36 months. So it's
36 months?
So if you get this free phone, you should not get the free phone. Let's just do a second one, and this is going to be the with phone category. And that's going to add, this is going to be 97.
See, already this is complicated.
And this is going to be
this is complicated.
$1,000 phone every 3 years.
If I were to walk into a store, right? Let's say I'm setting up my I'm like, oh, let me go to each one and let me see how much it costs. And bro pulls out an Excel sheet to try to, usually they don't have an Excel sheet. They have an iPad where they're like, okay, this plus this equals this. Someone does this, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll get a pager. I know we're in 2025, but
so $333.
oh, I remember when things was so simple back in the Sidekick days. Wow, I'm really showing my age here, but back then in the prepaid times when people had Sidekicks and stuff, you would go to the store, you would be like, "Yo, let me get a prepaid card, $15, right?" And then it would be like what, $1 a day for like messaging online, this and that. Now it's like, oh man, what the flip?
So you're gonna lose money if you don't buy your own phone. But of course you are, because they're financing it for you. You're paying extra to get the free thing. It's a loan, which is not how it's pitched at all. Pitched as a free phone, but it's not. It's a financed phone where you pay extra for the phone.
There's usually a caveat to everything. Usually that's how they get you
to buy the most expensive phone. So, I mean, you don't have to, but you pay the same amount. Like, you could pay $97 a month and get a worse phone, in which case, you know, this number would be smaller.
It's still pretty bad.
Because it's a $750 phone, and then you're losing out even more. Does that make sense? What I've discovered is that Mint Mobile is probably immediately a better deal for you, especially if you pay 12 months in advance for the unlimited plan. There may be situations where you want to pay $400 extra a year so that you can have priority. And those are situations where you're like me, you have like a desperate need to be online all of the time and not have any problems. And there's a final category, which is you need there to be an in-person sales experience, which you are watching this YouTube video and you don't. You are tech savvy enough that
absolutely not. I don't care what it is.
And in fact, that's
if I can avoid in store, right? I would avoid it at all costs.
You don't want to have to go talk to a person at a store. Mint Mobile does not have a store you can go to. And so if you need that, then you should not use Mint Mobile, but you probably don't just not need it. You probably don't like it. I know I don't. Sorry to my friends who I do have friends who work at Verizon stores, but I don't. Like, I don't want that. I just want it to happen on the internet without having to talk to a person. And
but also, when it isn't an in-store experience and something goes wrong and you need to contact something, that could be complicated as well. Okay? There's been many moments where I feel like I couldn't get in contact and they automized the customer service experience, and it's been hell. Trust me. But yeah, if I can avoid going into a store for help, then yeah, I would definitely choose to avoid human interaction at all costs, because yeah, that's just my anxiety.
So I am comfortable saying Mint Mobile's a better deal. You should switch to Mint Mobile, and you should take some portion of your savings and give it to Partners in Health. So I've been sitting on this video as it exists for a little while, and I'm back with a summary. The question is, why doesn't everyone use Mint Mobile? And here's what I think. I think there's one good reason and about 6 bad reasons. Reason number 1, because you signed up with Verizon and you're stuck there. Like, you feel like it's hard to switch, but it's not actually that hard to switch. A lot of people think they can't keep their phone number when they switch, but they can. Number 2.
Yeah, but usually, again, I don't like to be the guy that pauses the video every 5 seconds, but every point he makes, I have to add to it. Okay? A lot of the times when you're in a contract with a phone company, there's always a fee for breaking the contract. Okay? Say you want to hop companies. There's a fee for that. Also, let's say your phone is locked under a company. To unlock your phone and use it for a different company, that's another fee on top of it. So, of course, people are going to feel like, you know, they can't just like, oh, yeah, you're free to go whenever you want. No, usually it's like, okay, you're free to go if you leave after 3 years. I don't know.
Because there's a veneer of professionalism and like quality to,
again, if you have money and stuff, that's not a problem for you,
because it's a value carrier. So you're not paying for actual service, you're paying for the feeling of working with a non-value carrier, which is dumb, because from what I can tell, you're not getting much that's different, and it's actually less annoying because there isn't all this weirdness tied up with it. Number 3, you want the nicest phone and you want to pretend like you're not paying for it. And that's a bad idea. Like, you shouldn't do it that way. There's plenty of cheaper phones
that is stupid.
that are
don't do
the
that.
same. And if you get a new one, it's still gonna be better than your old one because the battery's gonna be good. Like, that's the reason you need a new phone.
True.
Like, it's
especially
not
Apple
or like faster ability to what that. No, you just want a phone that you only have to charge once a day. But it's nice to.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Apple. Like, I remember back then, people didn't really think so until it came out where it was like, oh, Apple's software update, they kind of make your battery die, or they make your phone slower so your battery doesn't deplete quicker or whatever. And then when people found that out, it was like, what the fuck? But yeah.
Be told that the best phone is free and to just get the best phone because it's free, even though you're paying not just the most you can possibly pay for a phone, but even more than that because it's financed. And so you have to pay for that finance. Number 5, terrible reason to not use Mint Mobile, because you need a physical store to go to. You don't. And then we have our 2 reasons that are okay.
Yeah.
Number 1,
but
you don't have the upfront money to pay for the 3 months plus the cost of a new phone. And if that's the situation that you're in, you're going to be paying more money in the long run because you don't have enough money now. And that is tale as old as time. But you can finance a phone and then also get Mint Mobile, and it will probably be cheaper than doing it through Verizon. Like, you'll be able to pick the phone that you want.
Anything is more
agree to the amount
cheaper
that you want to pay per
than
month
Verizon.
for your phone when you
I'm gonna be
finance
honest
it,
with you.
rather than having it lumped into the cost of your monthly phone bill and being a free phone, which I think is, I just hate it. It's manipulative. But chances are you currently own your phone and you could just switch. And you'll have all your text messages, all your contacts, everything in there. You don't have to worry about that. You could just switch with your current phone and keep your current phone number, because the government made a regulation that forced the carriers to do this so that they would not be in a monopoly situation. Thank you, federal government. It turns out you do.
So never mind. Scratch what I said before. But
to not use Mint Mobile is a fine reason, and that is that $400 a year isn't that much to you. And there are plenty of people who are like that. And or you always need the top level of service all of the time, and you're willing to pay for that. So some combination of those 2 things. Also, I forgot this one.
Oh, you know what I could do with $400 right now?
Mint Mobile is less good because it's a value carrier and they don't have all the same deals and like swaps that Verizon has with all these other countries. But I think that the majority of people who use Verizon and AT&T would be very well served by switching over to a value carrier. The reasons why we don't do it are bad and very well understood, like very well psychologically understood by AT&T and Verizon. And if you miss going to the Verizon store, perhaps just go to the DMV to just sit around to like have that experience. Why are there so many Verizon stores? How are they able to pay all of that rent? Maybe there's a better option. But also, perhaps I am missing something. If you use Mint Mobile, in the comments, tell me what you like and don't like about it, because I don't use Mint Mobile, so like maybe I'm missing stuff. And if you have and switched back, or if you've gone the other way, please tell me your personal experiences. Let's be honest here, and this is not sponsored by Mint Mobile Space, to actually get to the bottom of whether or not we should all be using Mint Mobile, because it seems
right. I don't know what Rocket Money has to do with Mint Mobile. But this is kind of like your local grocery store versus Whole Foods or the farmers market. Like, I don't know, man. Okay, I don't know. I like things that are transparent. I like things like, hey, this is what you got to pay. This is what you're paying for, and that's it. I don't like, as he said, they try to sugarcoat it, where it's like, oh yeah, it's a free phone, but really you're financing, so that's just, you're not really paying for the phone separately. It's like all bundled together, and they make it seem like it's not. Like, things should be more transparent, man. I just feel like that's how they get you. And not only, once they get you, they switch it up. And it's like, well, if you want to go, pay more. Or you can stay and pay more. It's kind of like that Jersey Shore meme, right? Where JWoww, she's like, you can stay and get your ass beat, you can stay and get your ass beat. It's like that, right? It's like, you can stay and pay, or you can go and pay. Like, all right. Well, that was interesting. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Ryan Reynolds, who is shilling Mint Mobile, and maybe, obviously, he says he's a part of Mint Mobile, I'll be surprised if he's not even with Mint Mobile. But also, I feel like if you have money and you have Mint Mobile, it's maybe more appealing to you than it is having Verizon or something else than it is for someone who doesn't have money to be on Mint Mobile. Yeah. Okay. Well, moving on.